AI is also going to be changing the landscape of the education sector, right from education to, of course, getting hired, that whole process in the middle. And then once you're at your work, how well are you going to be adapting to using these technologies? So we have a very intense and a very important session coming your way. The gentleman who's coming up on the dais right now, he has a rich career of over 2 decades. That's over 20 years across education, edtech, and the public sector. He's created a name for himself for driving sales and revenue in India and the SAARC regions. Along with this, he's just not a corporate leader, but also spares his time to be a mentor and an early stage investor, catalyzing success for edtech startups, thus solidifying his role as a digital transformation enthusiast and influential business leader. Ladies and gentlemen, he is here from Google today, and he is the education sales leader at Google Cloud. Please welcome Mr. Vaibhav Srivastava on stage.
Been a part of the industry for 20 years, spent a lot of time working with policymakers, educationists, industries to ensure that the gap between the industry and the academia tries to bridge up, right? Small effort, just trying to see we have a long way to go. But what we are going to talk today is about Gen AI. I think he said that AI is the buzzword. But what is Gen AI? Anybody who can just tell me how do you define a Gen AI and what is it different between an AI and a Gen AI? Anybody wants to take a chance?
Hi, I'm Rohit from ST Group.
Yep.
I believe it's generative AI, wherein artificial intelligence ensures to fill in the blank spaces, whether in image, video, or any form of media.
Okay, perfect. I think it's just an extension of what he said. Perfect. Okay, so not taking much time. Generative AI is nothing but getting a relevant answer to a question that you're asking to a tool, where the tool continues to learn on itself and make the answers more and more relevant, more and more accurate, more and more precise to the liking of the user who is trying to use that tool. Put it very simple, right? Now, but what do we do? What can Gen AI do in education? Has anybody thought about it? Everybody talks about Gen AI. We need Gen AI. It's the future. It's the buzzword. Everybody talks about it. But education में क्या कर सकते हैं Gen AI से? Times you will see reports where we say we are trying to replace people. There are people who make technology. It's not the other way around. So at any point of time, I personally believe we will still need people if the people are continuously learning on what they, how they are upgrading their skills, how they are continuously learning and becoming more and more ahead of the technology, because they are the ones who are going to create technology and not the other way around. A technology cannot give birth to a human being, right? It has always been the other way around. Moving front, so I'll just get to a crux of it, right? At Google, what we think can Gen AI do for education, right? Predominantly bucketed into 4 pillars: access, capability, content, and platform analytics. So what it means is that if I can get you access to technology wherever you are, irrespective of whether you're on campus, off campus, if you get access to the technology, if the student understands what the technology can do for him or her, I think that's what first thing that we need to do. Second is, can we enable educators to ensure that the learning experience is much more enricher, much more robust than what they do today? So making teaching experiences much more robust, right? Content, how do we give access to the content that a student or a teacher or anybody actually on the campus get the access to content which is more relevant for them, make them more productive on the campus, right? And obviously analytics is the buzzword, everybody knows about it. If I can get information on the click of a button which is more informed and makes my decision making much more simpler, at Google we believe that's what Gen AI can do to transform things. Now, it's a culmination of what all you said, right? What can it do for an education institute? Can we make students more creative? Can we make the teachers and faculty members more productive? Can we make everything that they do and much better on the campus, right? Rather than being what they're doing. Let's take an example. A lot of stuff that an educator today does on the campus is a repetitive stuff. Let's take an example. I'm an educator. I go to the class, I teach, I come back, and the assessments are coming, I create an assessment. I create assessments every time I do a class, or maybe over a periodic thing. If it's a monthly thing or a quarterly thing, I keep doing it. It's a thing that maybe if I know there is a database of content can be auto-generated. So can I make assessments automated? So I as an educator can only focus on teaching and learning, right? That's one typical example. Can we inculcate innovation on the campus? Can we ensure that students are using their time more judiciously to make new things, create new things, think better, and learn more, right? Making them more skilled. How do you get innovative? If you get technology, you need to have the infrastructure at the back end on the hand of a student. So it doesn't matter that you need to be in a metro city or in a plush campus to get access to the information. It should be everywhere. It should be accessible. It should be there for everyone to go and use, right? And at the same time, as I talked about, can I give a teacher an assistant to do all the mundane work that he or she might be doing repetitively and use the time more to maybe go personalize, as the lady here, she said, right? Can we make the learning more personalized? Can we understand what is the individual need of a student than at a class or as a batch or any of these, right? So that is exactly what it is. So just imagine an institute where all students are performing at the best, where professors spend more time with the students than doing stuff which is more offline, where support is proactively provided. It's not that we are waiting for somebody to come and tell us what needs to do. It's all proactive. Things are assessed and given in a proactive manner than just waiting for something to go wrong and do it, right? With that, I think some of you are already using it. Anybody who uses even Gmail on a personal account, I'll just play a small video of a couple of minutes and you will see AI in action, what at Google we do, right? So this is already with you, right? All of you who are using Gmail, to some extent you get access to, when you write a mail, it gives you a prompt that what should be the next line, grammatical errors corrected, and this goes beyond, right? A lot of stuff of this that we do. I think all of the people who are in corporate will relate to me making a presentation, right? Creating a presentation out of the data that you have, drafting a response, getting relevant information, summary of what happened during the meeting. All of these things are extremely time-taking when you actually sit to do it, right? All of this is today possible using any of these Google products that you continue to use today, right? Now, as I said, so what do we do? So, we ensure that the tools that you already use, that you love, are already there with you. It's all connected. We all work in a collaborative manner. Suggestions that makes you more productive, time and saves time for you to do better stuff where you can put your thoughts and brains behind and then just trying to figure out what is the best way to do things. And obviously to get flexibility in place that depending on the role or the profile that you have on an institute. For example, an administrator of an institute will have a different kind of a job role or demand to do, right? A teacher has a different role. A student has a different role. A parent who is actually also part of the ecosystem has a different role in the institute, does that, right? So all of these things can be is made possible using the Gen AI piece of it. Now, when it comes to putting all of this together, we were, at Google, we were thinking about it for long. This is my third year at Google. I'll just complete 3 years. And when I joined 3 years back, we were struggling to figure out that how do we reach out to educators, because everything is there, but there is no single window of giving you access to all of these things. Because it's there, it's always there. All of you have using it, but it's in bits and scatters, right? It's somewhere something is there, somewhere something is there. Everything that we talked about. At the same time, it ensures that the benefit is actually passed on to the student and the end user who is trying to access that information, right? And that's where we just launched our program called Digital Campus on Google Cloud. The announcement happened on 21st of September in Delhi. We are doing multi-city things. This is the 4th city I am doing. We have done Delhi, we have done Bangalore, Mumbai. Pune is 4th. We are going back to Bangalore next, I think, first week of December. Talking to educators like you, getting educators around 50 to 100 kind of educators who are trying to use this information and see how can we mature this program. This is the first leg of the program, and I'll go into details what this program does and why we have even designed this program. Going forward, any education institute who wants to engage with Google Cloud, whether it is in terms of any kind of a partnership, in a kind of a products that you want to use of Google, or in terms of any kind of skilling that you want to do for your teachers, for your students, this program will be a single window of engagement with us. So anybody who wants to get access to any person or resources at Google Cloud, I'll send you a link. Just go register yourself there. Somebody of us will reach out to you to see what we can do for you. Now, what's the genesis of it? We are seeing a huge hike in demand of the people who are certified on Google. And it starts at college, right? If I can train a student on my technology while he or she is in an institute, I think that's the best bet for any one of us, right? Because whenever he or she is in the industry, getting hired at any of the, whether it's a startup, whether it's any of the corporate, if they are already aware about what Google technology is, it is going to help me in a longer run. Certifications become a big part of the skilling. While I love interacting with students, by the way. I do a lot of guest lectures or kind of seminars at the campus. But when I talk to these students, right, who are especially in third or fourth year of any technology related course, I think they all talk about that how do I get myself skilled? And my answer to them is the best way to get skilled and prove to the world that you are skilled is to get certified, right? While our education system is trying to find ways with the new NEP coming in place and it's getting implemented, which will take a while, most of things are getting implemented, but we are still some time away where the studies that is happening on the campus is most relevant for a industry that is looking for. There is already a industry academia gap, right? All of us will agree that whatever we learned in our fourth year of engineering or maybe second year of MBA, right? But when we graduated from the institute, the information was not that relevant, and we took 6 to 7 months to even get abreast to the latest what is going on in the technology, right? To bridge that gap, the first thing that we can do for a student is to get certified. And this program actually brings that into the table. What do we do, what we as Google Cloud do for education, right? So that brings on all the tools, that the video that I showed you, everything comes on the table with that. And the ultimate goal is to making students feel future ready. When I say future ready, it is related to making them more employable, more hireable, more abreast to the latest of the technology. So bringing all of these four pillars together is where the digital campus for Google Cloud is born. Depending on how large the institute is, and when I say large, not in terms of the campus size, but in terms of the number of students, any of the education institutes can actually subscribe under one of these three pillars. It's the standard tier, it's a premium tier, and the elite tier. A standard tier starts with 1,000 students. So any campus who is between 1,000 to 2,999 students fall under the standard tier. Any institute which is 3,000 to 99999 number of students fall under the premium tier, and any institute which is having more than 10,000 students fall under the elite tier. We offer, and by the way, none of this except the student access to the tool, none of this is chargeable, right? It's all coming as a complementary part of the package. So if you are, for example, a premier digital campus on Google Cloud, we will give you, first thing we give you a co-branding that you can call yourself a campus on Google Cloud. Second, we give you seats where a student can get access to the content to get certified on the latest technology resources that is available from Google Cloud, right? So that's the second thing that you get as an access. We are also ensuring that if you have good number of students who are wanting to get certified on it, it's important that you have in-house capacity to make them enabled, right? So what can we do for teachers? So we have something called as a certified trainer program. It's called GCT, Google Certified Trainer. You can nominate as an institute some teachers in your institute who can become train the trainer kind of a thing, right? So Google will train them on the technology, and at the same time the teacher can actually go and start teaching the students on the same thing. So you have an in-house capacity to get the student, because we have realized that giving access to content is not enough. Students sometimes come back and fall back on the facilitator or the lecturer or the professor to see how do we learn to that. So we are ensuring that is happening. We give you some cloud lab credits. So if you have learned the technology but now you want to test it out, obviously at a student level you don't want to pay for it. So you get credits in terms of the number of access of labs that you get. So student can go and just use those credits again, redeem it against the labs or the practicals they want to do, right? And I'm not going into detail, but Elite will have more benefits. And if any campus for some reason is falling below 1,000 students, please reach out to us still. We can still customize something for you and work out to you, but the program in the standard format starts with 1,000 plus campuses. Now, we are also ensuring that we have got partners in place. And when I say partners, these are mostly education technology companies who have built their solutions on Google Cloud to be there for you, right? Because at Google, we are very limited capacity. limited headcounts, I or my team can reach to only few institutes in a personal capacity, but we have got these partners who can scale, right? For example, MyAnatomy is one of a classic example. They are one of the partners who are working with us to ensure that all of this technology is transferred to the end level, to the tier 2, tier 3, tier 4 cities where the campuses are located. So in nutshell, what we are trying to see is that using all the technology prowess that Google has, how can we bring it to the last mile to the students to ensure that it is widespread? The technology is not only for the privileged ones, it is for everyone to access. And how best can we ensure that this whole access to the student level is given, irrespective whether the campus is a tier 1 campus, tier 2 campus, or irrespective of the city they are in or in the state they are in, right? We want to reach the remotest part of the countries, ensuring that all the students, even if they are underprivileged or coming from, some kind of an economically challenging background, are still having access. That's the reason everything and anything that we do outside the products that you purchase is all free. It's all coming as a part of the parcel. It's a cost to us, but we are ensuring that it gets to there. Now the question comes at what do I do? How do I get there, right? So I'm just leaving this screen open for you. Just scan this code, take a picture if you want. This will open up an interest form for you. It will take you to the details of the website where all the details that I just presented are available. Just go fill your forms, express your interest, and somebody from Google Cloud within 48 hours will be in touch with you to ensure that there is some access, and you have some answer to the question that you may not have.
To stay informed about the startup ecosystem, subscribe to My Startup TV.